How's it going? So today we're doing a range test on the OWAY Black Warrior 60 volt e-bike. So you can see we got a full charge. We'll be doing full power the entire time and just sort of a mix of riding. So let's get going. So I'll be using this little GPS app to track my distance and top speed and all that kind of stuff. If you haven't seen one of my range tests before, I always do full power mode to get kind of the worst case scenario. Some people do full throttle tests. I don't. I like to do my range test how I would normally ride, just in full power mode. If you guys watched my last video, one of the things I'm noticing that is when it's warmer, this thing is a lot more peppy than when I originally tested it. So if you didn't see that video, here's a little spec overview. So she's got a 60 volt 45 amp hour battery. I'll put the watt hours right here on the screen. She's rocking a 3000 watt 4500 peak hub motor. It's not internal geared, it's direct drive, so it's not going to be as torquey, and it's not very torquey, but it is pretty efficient and does have a good decent top speed. A lot better than a 48 volt bike. You can see it's a single speed. There's no gear shift. I mean, you're never going to use these pedals anyways. They're just there for show probably. It's got rear turn signals and a brake light, and then it's got your headlight in the front there. No turn signals in the front. It's got 4-piston hydraulic disc brakes and 180 millimeter rotors. Adjustable suspension, compression, and preload on the forks, and they're non-adjustable in the rear. You have dual coil shocks in the rear. You got like a nice plush seat. It's very comfortable. You got a rear seat that just kind of comes right off, you know, if you have a passenger, and you can store it in this giant bag here. See that? It fits that. You can fit a bunch of stuff in there. It does have a little lock here with the combination in case you wanted to lock the bag. It's got 3 power modes, full throttle. You got your light switch here. This switch just turns on the bike on and off if you're close with the key fob. It has key fobs and little, I think, NFC keys. You got your high beam, low beam, turn signals, and your horn. And that's basically it. It's a pretty badass bike. Hey guys, before we go any further, please take a second to hit that subscribe button. I'm really trying to make it to 10,000 subscribers. All the bikes on my channel that I reviewed or built, it all came out of my pocket. There's only 2 bikes that I've reviewed on my channel that I didn't pay for myself. So show me some support. Please hit that subscribe button, watch to the end, like, comment, all that kind of stuff. So you're going to see the full range test in this video here, but I'm going to film it probably over a couple of days, 2 or 3 days. So I'm just trying to film during my lunch hour. One thing I got to figure out is how to change the speedo. I think it has the wrong wheel size, and that's why it's so wrong. It's like 7 miles an hour off or something like that. I'm not going to be cruising too fast. So the top speed in my last video was 43 miles an hour. I mean, which is about what you would expect from a 60 volt bike, in between, like, I don't know, I would say 43 is kind of on the low end, but still reasonable. I am 275 pounds, so that's going to be a factor in top speed. So if you're lighter, you're probably going to get a higher top speed, and if you're lighter, you're probably going to get much better range than I do. So this is really a worst case scenario. I like how this thing has turn signals. Makes riding a little safer. It's also cool how when you have your turn signals on, it shows on the display. The display is not very bright. I can barely see it. Yeah, I definitely need to get into the settings, and maybe I can increase the brightness of that display and change the wheel size. Yeah, the big difference between like a 60 volt and a 48 or a 52 volt is you can really keep up with traffic a lot better. I don't see why they have the laws limited at 28 miles an hour. I think it's more dangerous to ride like that. You should be able to go at least 45 to keep up with traffic on most roads. But I think in a lot of places they're not really enforced. I think a lot of the cops don't really understand what the laws are. Probably because they're logical and they don't really make a whole lot of sense. I mean, because your motor is limited to 750 watts, but I mean, it's not really your motor that limits that, it's your controller. So a lot of my riding on these tests is going to be, you know, at street speed, so, and then some just slow riding around a park, but the vast majority of it, probably 80% of it's going to be like this. Man, e-bikes are a really fun and cool way to get around, though. I'm telling you, they're so fun. I rode motorcycles for about 20 years, and I would pick an e-bike over a motorcycle any day now. Just because you can. On a motorcycle, if you see like a cool trail behind some houses or something like that, you can't just dip off and go explore or something like that. You'll get arrested. E-bikes, you can, you know, pretty much do anything. They're so versatile. And to me, it makes them funner. Yeah, the display says I was going 47 miles an hour, and I'm actually going 39. So that's a pretty big difference. So I would say a successful or satisfactory range would be about 35 miles in full power mode of this kind of riding for me. You You know, so for you, if you weigh 150 pounds, that's going to be a lot more than that. Man, we're finally getting some good weather in Houston again. It was cold as shit, it snowed, and then it just rained for like a week and a half. So finally, it's nice weather to get out. It's one thing that bothers me about this bike right there is when you hit a bump, it rubs against that front fender. It makes a noise. I think if you hit it hard enough, it might even break off. I'm not sure. Wow, look at this thing. It's where people come out and go fishing and stuff. Little fishing pier right here. Little boat launch. You can launch your kayaks right here. This sunken sailboat has been there forever. I don't know when they're going to take it out. Suspension feels pretty good just going off, you know, it's a little bit bumpy. It's not terrible. Alright, so we're like 8.5 miles in. I have absolutely no idea how much battery we have left. It's still showing full. But I'm going to head back towards one of my other little spots I like to go to, and I'll check back in with you there. You know, as I'm riding this longer distance, I'm noticing one of the things I worry about a lot at my size, 275 pounds, is rear suspension. Normally forks are pretty good, but the rear, I hate it when they bottom out. I've gone over some pretty good bumps so far, and it hasn't bottomed out yet, so the rear suspension on this thing is actually pretty good. Alright, so I'm at my second spot now. I'm in 14 miles in, still showing full bars right now, but when it's under load, it's dropping down 1 bar, so there's like some voltage sag. It's funny because I've seen alligators in a lot of places. This one has the most warning signs out of anywhere I've been so far, and I haven't seen one alligator here. And trust me, I've looked. I'm sure they're in there, I just haven't seen one. So you can see when you jump off of it, I have the key fobs in here, but you can just hold it down and it just shuts right off. It's pretty cool. So you have the key fobs in your pocket. The only problem is that the buttons are kind of sensitive. So let's take a little break from the bike and check this area out over here. If there are alligators, they would be in here somewhere. This is like a brackish water. The water comes in off the Gulf into the Galveston Bay and then into these little tributaries, I guess, that mixes in with the fresh water. But you do still get the alligators in the brackish water. Check out that turtle right there. Alright, and the ride continues. Well, I need to get home before my lunch break is over. I work from home, so I'm going to head home. I'll check back in when I get back with the mileage, and we will continue tomorrow. Alright, so we're approaching 20 miles, and you can see the voltage is down. Well, the battery bars are down 2, but when I let off the throttle, it goes back to full, so that's what sucks about not having a percentage or a voltage or anything like that on the display. You can't really tell where you're at. Alright, and we're back. You can see we still have 4 out of 5 bars, and we are 21.85 miles in. Let's see if I can get some more data here. Max speed was 41, average speed was 21 miles an hour. It's looking pretty damn good. So I will continue this probably tonight, maybe after work, and then tomorrow hopefully finish it up. But let's hit back out tonight. Alright, just got back from another ride. You can see I did 9.28 miles, 43 miles an hour top speed. Average speed was 18. We're still showing 3 bars. The voltage sag is going down to 1 bar, but we still got plenty of miles, I think, left. So, yep, I'll continue this tomorrow. We'll check back in. Here's the total of what we got so far. Meow, meow. Meow. Alright, so I'm doing a little night ride. Just put some more miles on it. I want to check out this this light at night. So I'm going across the way here to a little park where it gets dark as crap. See how good this light is. A little chillier than I was expecting. I'm still in my shorts and t-shirt. Still showing 3 bars on there, but when it's under load, it's going down to 1. You can see it's under load right here. It drops down to 1. Little battery thing starts flashing, but we still got a decent amount of power, I think. Alright, so the light's not too shabby. This is the low beam. We turn the corner here, we'll do the high beam. Brakes are a little loud. It's kind of annoying, but I think I just need to maybe adjust them. See the rabbit? Yeah, the headlight's pretty good. Not bad at all. Totally usable. Let's see how bright the brake light is really quick. Hopefully we see some deer. There's usually deers out all over the place around this time. And a lot of snakes too. There's a turn signals. Dang, I'm not going to be able to show the brake light. Oh, it flashes. So it flashes when it's on. Cool, you see how it has the little blinker when the blinker's on? Light indicator. It's kind of cool. I almost killed the snake right here. This is a cottonmouth. So these are venomous snakes here. Like, they're all over the place over here this time of year. You see it? They're not super aggressive. They'll pretty much stay out of your way unless you get right up on them, like I'm doing right now. Alright, that was just a really quick ride just to test out the light, but that was 3.75 miles, so I had that in. Finish up right now tomorrow morning, and we'll get the final results. Well, I just took it out to finish up the test, and then went straight into limp mode, so I just turned around, came right back. So I'm going to call it. Here's the final mileage here. I mean, it was right about what I was expecting, what you can expect. You're probably going to get a lot more range than I did. If you're way less, I was in full power mode, so if you're in power mode 2, which goes up to like 38 miles an hour, or power mode 1 even, I mean, you can literally get up to probably like 60, 70 miles if you want out of this thing. Thanks for watching to the end. Please hit that subscribe button, like, comment, all that kind of stuff, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.